Welcome back to All Around Sports Talk. I'm your host, Renoy Allen, and I have with me again James, the football expert, and we are here to discuss the deadline day results. There was a little bit of drama. Um, Mostly, there were three Champions League spots available, and five teams were basically fighting for Champions League spot. We had Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest, who were in direct playing each other. So whoever would have won that game would have probably made it to the Champions League. We also have Manchester City, Newcastle, Aston Villa, who were also vying for a spot. So at the end of it, we have Manchester City going to the Champions League, Newcastle and Chelsea. Chelsea came away 1-0 victors over Nottingham Forest, thanks to a goal from Levi Colwill. Um, Manchester City won 2-0. It was a pretty easy victory for them. However, Aston Villa, at some point throughout the day, they were in fifth over Newcastle. But then Manchester United scored twice to kick them out of the Champions League. Aston Villa were down early, um, to 10 men with a red card from Martinez, their goalkeeper. So to discuss here today, we'll talk about the Chelsea game first. So James, what did you think about the Chelsea game?
Good game to start off with. Slow, but end of the day, we got the result. I say, up the Chelsea. Good win. A pretty high scoring game, but didn't turn out that way. A lot more defensive game.
Yeah,
We still got the 3 points though. That's how it counts at the end of the day. Doesn't matter how you get it. Once you get it, that's it.
yeah. Yeah, both teams were a bit cagey at the start. Chelsea dominated possession, but they weren't really threatening that much, especially in the first half. They got one chance through Pedro Neto, which he kicked it over the bar, but Forest didn't really. Chris Wood also got a chance there in the first half. I think he should have scored his chance, but he didn't and went into the break um, at 0-0, and Chelsea came out and dominated the ball again. And in the end, they found a goal through unlikely source of defender. But remember, yesterday we were talking and we were saying where the goal will come from because Chelsea doesn't really have a striker or any um, attacker who is in form at the moment that you can really depend on. So it was good to see we getting a goal and getting it to the Champions League. Uh, Many people will say we don't deserve to be in the Champions League, but we're Chelsea's there now. So what are we gonna do?
Once we there, we just gotta go in the summer windows, get some good recruitment, number one signing, a good striker. Although you know I'm a big fan of Jax as well, but we need that 20 goal striker. And if you're not giving us 20 goals, just be there when it matters the most. He like how you see Jogba didn't give us a lot of goals, but he stepped up in crucial game for us. One of the
Yeah,
best striker in every finals to score. So I said just go out there, get us somebody that we can rely on and get a next keeper. I still doesn't trust Sanchez as well. And also a good starting center back, not a developing center back, a good starting center back at least the age of 24, 25 upwards, but over at least 3, 4 years European experience and stuff.
yeah.
Midfield is okay.
So
That's
which
all I got.
striker? which striker you think out there that you would want for, at Chelsea that will be able to get that 20 goal a year?
Be honest, I'm not sure. There's a lot of names out there, but the coach, the way his style of play and stuff, I don't know what really suit him. Most striker these days, they're not that standing up striker. They all want to drop, link up plays and all that stuff. Maybe that's what the coach looking for. I'm not sure, but if they're gonna be doing that, it's gonna be less time for them to be in the box, to be attacking and pressing the line.
Hmm.
So I don't got an option as now as yet.
You're still not sold on Isak.
If we get him, is we get him. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of him or hate him or nothing. I just it's not
Yeah.
really my first go to,
Yeah, I was
especially for the
talking
price tag.
to one of my friends before we came on, and he was saying Isak is too injury prone, and Chelsea have injury problems already, so he doesn't necessarily want Isak. Um, but it's there's quite a few amount of young strikers out there who are being touted as potential Chelsea targets. The likes of Joao Pedro that have been linked to Chelsea with. I personally don't really want Joao Pedro, honestly. Especially, I don't want any more Brighton players.
To be honest, drop. I just heard that it's just rumors. I don't think nothing is secure. Well, of course, what do you think about that striker from Benfica?
I think he's good.
He's around like 25, 26-ish. Been
Yeah,
scoring a lot of goals. He's still things on the box. He can dribble well as I want somebody that we don't gotta go break the bank for because I don't think it's necessary to us to go up there with all this unnecessary spending we've been doing for the last 2 seasons.
yeah, but
Yeah, I don't trust the board.
Chelsea, the board, they seem to go for younger players, unproven. So with that said, they'll probably go for Benjamin Sesko. I know you're not a big fan, but you know how the owners are already. So
We leave in
um,
Sesko to Arsenal. He can go there to Apple Arteta with whatever they build down there. No, we don't need Sesko.
Arteta,
For all these
eh,
people that keep looking at clips, I'm telling you, watch 90% of the games, watch the whole 90 minutes of the games before you judge a player. Don't look at highlights and edit.
yeah,
Anybody can cook up an edit and make a player look like they've been performing good. Watch a 90
yeah,
minute games.
yeah. You have to really watch the games and watch all the leagues to see who's out there. I don't think our scouts are doing that as well. Um, I
I
know
heard that name is popping up back in the transfer market. I'm surprised. I don't know if it's rumor. Julian Alvarez. I heard that Alec Madrid really need to cash out on him if a good offer come by. I don't know if some fall not happen or what, but I mean hearing it around and him being
Chelsea
linked
job.
with Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool. Wow.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'll be Liverpool already.
that would be a we could that would be a good thing for Liverpool, but also Chelsea dropped the ball last year when they didn't go for him, because he was available, but I guess they didn't really want to spend that amount of money for him. But it's interesting to see because we have the Club World Cup coming up, and um, clubs are allowed to sign players before the Club World Cup. So we'll see
And
a
they
lot
get
of,
I think it's like 5 or 7 days they get for the windows.
yeah. roughly, roughly about that. Um, so from now to June 14th or so, I think teams will be allowed to transfer players. So it will be interesting to see who we'll get or who other teams will get before the Club World Cup, because the window will be closed during the Club World Cup. Let me see what the transfer window is like.
You think we have a chance
So
next season to win the league?
so it will be open from June 1st to the 10th. So in the next 6 days or so, it will open, and then it will be open for 10 days. And
10
then it will
days?
be open again from June 16th to September 1st. So a lot of clubs are already in the market. Brighton have bought a couple players. Chelsea have a couple players that they bought as well, that are coming in the summer. So I think we should be good for the Club World Cup. Oh, you asked if we can win the league next year?
Yeah, I was asking.
Honestly, I don't know, but if we are able to keep fit, because Lavia is a really good player, when he's fit. But I don't know if he can last all season. That's the problem. You don't know with Lavia, you don't know with Reece James what you're gonna get in terms of keeping fit. And in order for Chelsea to win the league, those two are gonna be critical. Also, we need a keeper, a goalkeeper, we need a striker. So along with those two injury prone players, and if we get a good goalkeeper and a
But,
good striker.
but what do you think of bringing back, what's his name, Petrovic from Strasbourg?
Oh yeah, yeah, he should be a really good keeper. He did an okay job for us last year, but Maresca didn't. When Maresca came, he wasn't a fan of him, because Maresca says he likes keepers who can play the ball out from the back. But we see where we got in a lot of problems with that with Sanchez. So I don't know if Maresca is gonna change his mind, but it wouldn't be a problem because currently he's playing for the team that Chelsea owns. So, and he also got he was a part of the team of the year in the League One. So it would be a good thing to bring him back. But Maresca is very stubborn. So once he doesn't like a player, he doesn't seem to want them back.
I tell you what, with the Lavia situation, I won't think it'll be a problem next season, considering we bring back Andre Santos as well. So that's more help to balance more minutes. And I give Marcia props for that. What he did this season with Lavi and Reese, he did a good job, like
Yeah,
managing minutes, keeping them through the tournament and all that. I give him props for that as well. Because it's the
yeah,
most we see Reese James play in a good while.
true, true. He really managed the minutes properly. Um, but yeah, Lavia is a really good player. Anytime he's in the Chelsea squad or Chelsea team, you really see the difference that he brings. But um, I don't see a team with Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo and Santos. So there's rumors out there that we might be looking for offers for Enzo. I know you're a big fan of Enzo. I don't know if you saw that, but what do you think about that?
I saw a rumor just trying to cash him with him. I'm a big fan of Enzo, but if we can make a deal with Enzo or Real Madrid for Rodrigo, no second guessing. Although I would like to
Yeah,
keep Enzo, but if they want him and we can get Rodrigo, because we need a strong left winger, like someone that's direct with the ball and skill can
yeah.
shoot, can create chance. Oh, we really need that.
That would be a nice deal exchanging Enzo for Rodrigo. Because Real Madrid is in need of some midfield players, and I don't know if they'll be willing to do a swap, but that would be a good deal to bring in Rodrigo for Enzo. Because I'm okay with Sanchez, Sancho, keeping Sancho and having Rodrigo as the two left wingers, or however they want to rotate. And also, if we have Santos, Caicedo, and Lavia in the midfield, then we wouldn't necessarily need Enzo. So if we can make a quick sale or a quick exchange, that will boost the team going forward. Um,
Yeah, but who knows? The most we seen we've been linked with is same over again, teenagers, underage players. And earlier I was talking about Joe Pedro. Well, heard that is false rumor. Haven't been no talk. Hopefully that's true. Because he's an injured person as well. And you know Chelsea already. I
yeah,
can't take no more injured players in the club. Yeah, I can't. But what do you think? Speaking about we were speaking about the midfield a while ago, right?
yeah.
We haven't mentioned his name. Jules
Who?
Viol. What are we gonna do with him?
I think we should try and look a sale for him. You know, I didn't see the reason. I think it was part of the deal to get Maresca to come. That was what Leicester used to get us to get Maresca. So I don't see the purpose of Dewsbury Hall in the team. He came up with some good goals in the Conference League, honestly. But otherwise from that, I don't see him featuring in the league at all next year. We have quite a few players coming back from loan. We have quite a few players that we bought um, that are gonna come in the summer. So yeah, Dewsbury Hall is a no-no for us.
Looking at something on my phone, they're showing Arteta celebrating second place for the third season in a row.
Yeah,
Phone
they
asking
did
where's his trophy for it.
the they did the three-peat. Arsenal fans are really I don't know if they're really happy with Arteta or not, but I mean they played some good football in spurts, especially in the Champions League. They To beat Real Madrid in the Champions League is no mean feat, and they did it. However, they just weren't consistent. They need a striker as well going forward.
That's why I says Sesko will be the perfect fit for them because he played well at the way that Arteta want. Arteta want players that when willing to drop back and help the midfield. Look at the likes of Avard and Jesus. That's their role. That's
Yeah,
the type of player he wants. So Sesko will be a perfect fit for them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. After 5 years, Arteta is there.
I think it's like six.
Yeah, after so long, they still don't look like they're winning the league. I mean, they got their chance 2 years ago. They were in the driver's seat and somehow managed to bottle it last year again. This year they weren't really in the driver's seat, but I mean they still managed to come second. So that's consistency, but still not enough to win them the title. I think they need, as I said, they need a striker and maybe another midfielder. because they're still trying to work a deal with Party to keep Party. So I don't know if they're going to sign him to another 1 year contract, but I think those are the two pieces that they need: a midfielder, a D mid, and a striker. Because their back line is pretty good. They don't really have any orthodox wing back, but they make it work. One of the best defense in the league.
Heard that they got that guy from Saudi. What's that team from
Oh,
Spain? Zumamen
Zoom Zumamendi.
Zumamen. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that.
No,
Did
they
they
haven't
foot?
gotten him yet.
Oh, I thought I heard they got him. Thought I said that the eye got Liverpool for him. But
No,
to
they
notice
haven't
that's the
gotten him yet.
first person they're going for is out of midfield already, when they should just simply renew Thomas Partey contract is just crazy. It's always midfielder for
Zubimendi.
them. Arsenal, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Delusional fan
They're
base.
they also looking to sign Victor Gyökeres.
That's just rumor.
Um.
They're saying that they've been saying that as soon as they got their new director, what's his name? He came from Atletico Madrid.
Oh yeah.
Berta, I can't remember his name good.
I don't
Yeah,
remember his name, but
they've been saying that
um.
Gyökeres was he wanted him. And we all know how Arsenal is. It's all rumors, 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 rumors. Nothing sure
Yeah.
for them until they get over the line.
Yeah. We know Arsenal. They'll probably wait till end of August to try and sign a player.
When everything is too already late already.
Too late. Yeah. Speaking of signing players, Man United, they defeated Aston Villa 2-0. I mean, they kind of help us because when I saw it was 2-0 to Man U, Chelsea could have breathed a little bit easier in terms of qualifying to the Champions League. So Man United was fighting with Spurs to see who can finish 16th.
I didn't know that was a
So
competition right there.
they actually ended up at 15th, so it wasn't bad for them because Wolves drew. So Man United end up at 15th and Spurs end up at 17th. So Man United ended up with 11 wins and 18 losses. Wow. So what do you think about what's next for Manchester United?
I'll take a deep breath for that one. I'm not sure to be honest, but I think if they get a good like what would I say? What when remember when we just got our American owners? They came in after the second season, they just a clean wipeout. I think if
Yeah,
Manchester United can afford to have one of those clean wipeout, get rid of some of the players, then knowing they're gonna have one game a week, it'd be a good rebuild. But I still don't believe in their coach. Stubbornness and the same pieces. I know it's harder for them to make certain transfers. Although it's still Manchester United, the name will still give them target, even though they don't got European football.
your
So,
connection kind of bad.
but
Yeah, yeah, you break up a while ago. Um,
good now.
yeah, yeah. So you think Man U need a wholesale? Just get rid of all the players.
Yeah, starting with the captain, the main, woof,
Bruno.
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno
Yeah,
Fernandes.
they need to get rid of him as main one because him, I'm not a big fan of him. He do too much. He cry. He people saying he got passion, but that's not passion to me.
Well, every Man United released that couple of the players are on sale. Almost every player is up for grabs. But who's gonna buy them? That's the problem. Who's gonna buy
Saudi Arabia.
Bruno?
I
Saudi.
heard Saudi they putting up like 120 for him, but he's not even the big
Well,
news of
who?
the day. I think Saudi putting 120 million for Bruno. They wanted to pay
That's
120
crazy.
for him, and that's a good cash out consider his age, and the club needed money as well. So
Yeah. Some crazy money down there in Saudi, man.
the biggest news for Manchester United today is was I heard that what's his name, the Argentina guy.
Garnacho?
Yeah, they I think his girlfriend posted a kid picture of the kid, his son, the Manchester United kid for his son was like the last game, and the coach did involve him in the squad, so he's on his way out through the door.
Yeah. Remember
With
in
Gar,
January, Chelsea was rumored to buy him. um,
oh my
so
God, that was a stressful couple of weeks.
I don't know if what do you think? Who's gonna buy Garnacho? Which team you
I
think
see
could
him,
benefit from him?
I see him, I see him because of his ego and stuff. I would say I see him going down to either Syria A. I don't think the Premier League team going to go for him, and he's not going to go to Saudi. So
Yeah,
maybe Napoli come back out in the market for him. He should
yeah,
have went there January. He would have been lifting a trophy right now.
yeah. Also, they have Anthony coming back, Rashford.
I heard that they are trying to
Um,
get sales for them as well. I've seen
yeah,
Anthony
their list.
perform in Real Betis. I think Real Betis is going to push out for him. Like they're going to try to get him,
Yeah,
and if their fans them loves him and stuff, he had a good half season. Came and make a real impact. So I could see him going sign for Real Betis.
yeah. I don't know if if Marcus Rashford will be going to Villa though. I don't think Villa
No,
will.
I don't see. I think Marcus Rashford best chance for save his career is leave England for a while. Do a rebuild out of England for a while, just like what's his name? Mason Greenwood
Mason Greenwood.
is doing right
Yeah,
now. One of the top scorers in League One season.
yeah, but
So
Marcus Rashford is England's darling child. So
yeah, but
um,
in the day, it's
I
what
don't
best for your
think.
career.
Yeah, I think there'll be an English club who will be willing to work with him. You know, I
So
don't know if
while
Manu is
watching all the
gonna.
leagues, I heard that they're trying to cash out him. But while watching all the league and the team playing, which team you see he fits in? Like he walk in and like yeah, he's the guaranteed starter. We're gonna willing out there to pay that money, his wages, not just to buy him, his wages.
Wages. Well, he'll definitely have to take a pay cut if he wants to stay in England. Um, I don't think none of the top five teams would benefit from him. Um, he'll probably have to go to like a Fulham or maybe not even Brighton would really want Rashford right now. Honestly, I don't. There's not much English teams out there that would probably want him. So that's a problem.
Good player, but not a world class player to me. I don't see him
No,
for people. I don't know why people still looking at him like he's that golden child. He's not that kid no more, and that's what people keep trying to use. Like he's just started his career. He's been around the block for how many years now?
yeah, he's been playing for a while. I think I don't. I honestly, I think Rashford is just a lucky footballer. He's not really a good footballer. He just always score some lucky goals. Even the 2 years ago when he was on that hot streak, I made a comment that he's the luckiest footballer ever. Like the ball will just break to him.
Every player get that little purple patch moment, and he's one of those players. He's a purple patch player to me. And it's the same with Bruno as well in Manchester. He's get a little patch run for a month or two, and then that's it.
Somebody said Rashford wages not matching up to his performance. Scott, the possibilities are endless. Commented and said Rashford wages not matching up to his performance. Well,
Well,
that's true. Yeah. I mean, Man United, I think they got tricked that one season tricked him into thinking he was a very good player. So he um he got the bag.
but then again, it's all about the lifestyle. Because I was telling you about this player these days, the ego and lifestyle. Players don't want to train no more. They don't want to avoid parties and stuff. They think they gotta live both life. As I didn't want to use no racism in this, but as a black person, you get a lot of backlash. Cause I've been seeing a lot of clip recently with Jack Grealish messed up from party, drunk, and all this stuff, and no one said nothing.
Yeah.
Soon as Rashford and all these players get a little, they all dragged into the media and stuff. So I think that's part of it too. Them, you got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these players these days, I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I don't think they're taking the game serious like back then. Stuff too easy for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I was saying to you, when it was yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
most of them want to walk into team that's already winning stuff, that's playing champion European competition. They want high pay raise. It's too many ego. But I said, Rashford situation going to be his wages.
Yeah. Somebody, the same person said Jack has been drunk from last year. Jack Grealish doesn't really take his football serious. I don't think, especially he left Aston Villa for 100 million, and I think he got a little bit carried away. He he thought maybe he was the best at the time, and then with Pep, when you come into Pep squad, you have to prove yourself over and over. Because Pep will use you 1 year, and then next year, look at Foden. Foden was the player of the season last year, and
Eh,
this year he could hardly get a game.
I mean, he's became the player of the season last year. But back with Jack Grealish situation, though, he's a good player. I'm not going to add it from him, but the Pep system, that's what mess up players. When you put too much stuff into players' head, you let
Yeah,
them overthink. They can't play his free fluent ball game. Because Jack Grealish at Aston Villa was like a hazard for us. Just give him the ball, let he do his thing. At City, he got to be more compact, box to box. He can like do what he want. So I think that's
yeah,
what messed up his career. So I told him like that guy from what's it, Leverkusen. I never see him going into City.
yeah.
No one wanted that ball game style that Pep allowing them to play.
Mhm. Somebody named Scott wants to join us. Um, let me drop the link in the chat so you can join us, Scott. Let me hear what you have to say. We want it to be, we want this page to be inclusive. We want all the fans to be able to participate, whether through comments or if you want to jump on the chat. jump on the live and give your say. The possibilities are endless, says Jack and Martinelli seem to be suffering in system football. No free will. Yeah, that's true. Like, um, especially Martinelli. Martinelli is a man who likes to play with freedom, but Arteta again coming from the Pep system. It's all about system football. That's why I don't really like Maresca for coaching. I don't like Pep style of football. I didn't like Spain when Spain was winning all those World Cup. I don't really like that type of football. It's too system based, possession based. I
No
don't
one
like
like it,
I don't
but
like
as I
those
was
type of
telling you
coaches.
no one like it. But as I was saying yesterday, we gonna complain as fans and neutral. But at the end of the day, if it gets you over the line, no one remember it,
Yeah,
and that's what most players are looking at because they see Pep been winning the league. A lot of them went there because we can get a trophy easily, and that's what they did.
yeah,
So that's what it is.
yeah. Speaking of system, Spurs also lost like one more time on the last day. So could you have a situation where Spurs they finish 17th, but they're in the Champions League? Do you see a situation where they fire Ange, Big Ange,
I already told you that already. They're going to fire. They're not going to fire him. They're just going to make him leave.
or they're just
So
gonna?
by a respect neutral, like for what he did, give him the cup. They're not going to just sack him, make it look bad. Because
Yeah,
in the day, the league is a big thing, and 21 was what 22 lost now.
yeah,
Because I'm not really checking this. So I just be going off on my head by
yeah. Let me tell you. Yeah, 22 losses. They only won
see.
11 games. They they scored 64 and conceded 65.
Still have a high,
So
what the fifth now or sixth high scoring team though.
they scored the same amount as Chelsea. They look like the sixth highest because you have
See,
Liverpool with 86, Arsenal with 69, Manchester City 72. So a lot of couple just a few teams scored more than them, but it's the defense that was their problem. I think he took a little too long to stop doing that high line system, even with the injuries. You have bench players coming in, so you can't really play that high line without your main players at the start. So it was always going to be difficult for him once he got the injuries. But I think in the Europa Cup, he
yeah,
kind of tweaked the system a little bit and just started to focus on that cup, just trying to grind out victories. And then eventually he got a trophy, the first
yeah.
trophy for Spurs in 17 years. I think they should give him one more year, because they have a history. They don't have a big history of winning trophies, and you have a coach that
Yes,
came
but
and
you
give you one.
can't. Which team do you support?
Chelsea.
When Conte won us the league, what happened next season?
Yeah, but that's Chelsea. That has been
No, that's standards.
no, but
I I
Chelsea is
I, wa- I
different.
got I watch a couple of Spurs fans, and they tell me that they still want him to go,
Who
even
they're
though they're
gonna
happy and
who
everything. They
who they're
still want
gonna
him to
get?
go. I'm not sure, but you can't make one little trophy decide. It's not everybody's like Arsenal fans out here. That's the that gonna accept
Uh,
certain stuff. But in
yeah,
the day, he did good. He win the trophy. I think they should just allow him to walk out the door. Like to be honest, because that's really bad. No
Arsenal
matter what the
fans have
situation, I know they had like over 21, 22 injury, but is still bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel for him, you know. I like I like him as a person in I like watching his
We all
interviews
do.
and I like the style because we saw last year he was in first and then injuries kind of messed him up again. So he hasn't have tough luck, but with a system like that, you're always gonna have players who are gonna injure because it's a lot of chasing, a lot of running for the defender.
You you know who play the same system as him, but you know
Oh,
why they're not in the bad situation? Because they got clinical players. Barcelona, they play the same eye line, same
oh
they
yes,
can
yes,
both
yes,
score teams. But because
yeah,
they got clinical players, so at the end of the day, when you win the game, no one remember how much goal you concede once you
yeah,
win the match. And
yeah.
the
But
board, I
also,
don't see, you don't, I'm sorry, I don't see board backing in with top signing. I don't see other top players going there as well. And the main thing with the board is all the top clubs, they keep their wages the lowest. I think the highest paying person in the team is getting like 170,
yeah.
170, I think the highest person. I'm not sure, that's coming off of my head. And that's really that show you that a lot about the board always run. So
Yeah.
I don't see them getting any top players.
Well, the thing with Barca has Lamine Yamal, they have Rafinha,
It's say top players.
Lewandowski. So yeah, they had clinical players who finished off their chances, you know. So they didn't really have to worry about if a team scores. Like Barca, if the is like they will be down 2-0 and it come like nothing. Like
You watch
even
it
in the last El Clasico, they were down 2-0 and before halftime they were up 3-2. So yeah, Spurs don't have that clinical of players to see
and they
to
won't.
finish off games. Yeah, they won't. So it will be interesting to see if they fire him, who they're gonna replace him with, because there's not much top
I heard that,
coaches
I heard that they're trying
out.
to get Thomas Frank. I don't know how strong it is, but that's the person I hear that closest to the job.
Oh yeah,
And
I just think Big Ange should be rewarded for
you
reaching the
can't just
Champions League.
no. You can't just go out there rewarding some. But if that was Chelsea, I want to see him sack after the parade. Just walk away. Thanks for the trophy and walk away.
So you wouldn't even give him the last game of the league.
No, just thanks for the trophy. Give it a
But
clean art. It's just walk away. I got
you can't
standards.
you
No, you
can't
can't say
compare
can't.
everybody to Chelsea, you know.
It's
Chelsea
not about
different.
it's not about just Chelsea. It's about you all in standards for your club, like stuff you want to see.
Yeah,
Imagine you sit here and watch your team lose 22 league games.
that's crazy. That is crazy
In
for
a
real.
second season under the coach.
The only teams that lost more than them were the teams that got relegated. So yeah,
Ja, ja.
it doesn't look good.
Humble. That's,
But
that's poor.
yeah,
And you telling me give him chance? No, I've
I'm
heard
just
that.
saying I'm just saying that because he won the league. He won the Europa League, you know. Give
So
him a
you're gonna use one game to decide him to reward him by one game.
yeah, I would give him a chance.
No, that one game
But
should show you why you should sack him because in that game he played a different system and structure everything. Show you he could have been doing that in the league and picking up points, and
yeah,
he
and he
did
didn't.
not.
Yeah,
So for me, he can go to Bundesliga. His tactics work better over there. That's a good
yeah.
league for him. Yeah, good league.
Mhm. I mean, they can. I just said they are in for Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank. We discussed yesterday that he's a good coach. He's able to adapt to what he has in terms of players. A lot of these coaches nowadays, they're not able to adapt. You know, they have to have a particular system.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
need
somebody
players to
said
fit.
he was playing against Man U, so we can't really judge him for that. So yeah, that's
Who's
true still.
wish him that I want to wish him that person support because that Man U team beat a lot of teams today this year. Like I thought they kicked what Arsenal out of the Carabao Cup or was it FA Cup? Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
I think it was the FA Cup. They kicked Arsenal out of.
Yeah,
I think the Man U same Man U team hold a draw against Liverpool or did they beat them?
yeah. Let me check. I don't remember.
Because I'm just going off of my head, and I
Let me see,
think they also
man.
beat Manchester City as well
In the league, or
in the league. But I'm saying it's the same Manchester United team. Doesn't matter if a different country and
yeah, but Manu wasn't really playing any good football all year.
but they
Um,
still
they beat a few teams, yes. They beat Arsenal in the FA Cup on penalties.
with 10 man, right? I think it was 10
Yeah,
man in that game.
yeah.
So
They beat Man City in the league in December. But Man City was going through a terrible time at
brother, you
that
still got
time.
it. I don't want you to be saying going through stuff or that team is that team. You still got to go at the end of the day and perform. You still have to go out there at the end of the day and play your ball game.
I remember at that time Ahmad was in form when Manu found a few good results. But Manu is still terrible. Whether they or not they beat a few teams or not, they
Do you think Cunha still gonna be going there?
to Manu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was all sealed. They just they just waiting to announce it. He's still gonna go there, whether or not they have the Champions League or not. Um, the Manu will rebuild, bringing
One
Konya,
game a week.
bringing yeah. Would you expect them to be favorites next year in the league?
Be aware. I said they're favorite to be in the top 10.
Yeah, Manu has been shit, man. Like
I'm
the
not,
whole the whole team is shit.
yeah, I'm not gonna be out here like, although I'm not a fan of them or nothing. I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't, I'm lucky if they be in the top 10
Yeah,
because, as I said, the coach style of play doesn't work against small team, and there's a lot more small teams in the league. And
yeah.
you see what happens when it all comes. But I told you
The
they was gonna
coach,
win the Aston Villa though. I told you
yeah.
they was gonna come back and win the Aston Villa. I know it.
But there was some controversy in that game against Aston Villa.
It doesn't matter.
Um,
In the day, the result is a result.
no, I'm just saying VAR. Well, there was a goal that Aston Villa scored, and it was disallowed, but VAR couldn't come into play because the referee blew the whistle before the ball went into the back of the net. So, and then shortly after that, Ahmad went and scored. So
That's
Aston Villa is gonna feel um, a little bit down because of that result. I mean, because they had one foot in Champions League with that goal, and then it all vanished, because they lost. But so they'll feel a little bit down. Also, Martinez got getting a red in what seems to be his final game for Aston Villa. Because last week they had a home game and his wave to the fans felt more like a goodbye wave, other than just a wave.
Yeah,
Um,
because I'm telling you, he's one of the main link to Chelsea. I didn't know if you noticed that he's strongly linked to Chelsea this summer.
I would take him.
Plus Emery, I don't think Emery is down because he's getting to play his favorite competition. No, I don't think no manager won more European League than him.
Yeah, the Ember Cup. Remember they
Emery
call
Cup,
it the Ember Cup.
Emery Cup. So I don't think
Yeah,
he's gonna have a problem with that as well. Getting a trophy for them is a good look for Aston Villa.
yeah,
Nottingham Forest get Conference League. They deserve that for a good season they had. And the big spenders are in Champion League.
yeah. So we have you have 6 teams in the from the Premier League that are going to the Champions League. You have Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Tottenham, Spurs.
That's five,
And then
right?
for the Europa, you have Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest will have to do go in the playoffs for the Conference League.
Okay.
Um, and I don't know if Brighton will also have a chance because Brighton finished eighth. So I'm not sure Brighton will have a chance to go to the Conference League this year. But we'll see. As I said, so we have the Club World Cup coming up in few weeks' time. So the players barely get a little bit rest. They get like 2 weeks rest
You, you,
before
you're way ahead. You're way ahead of your time, right there. I'm thinking about the Conference League that's coming up, and
all the
plus we got the
finals.
Champion League as well.
Chelsea soup, man, soup. Chelsea should win against. I know, yeah, we have a tough fixture because Real Betis has been playing good and they're well rested.
I think they
And you
qualified for
know,
Champion League or European League already.
Europa League.
They come for
Yeah,
yeah, they win that spot, right?
yeah.
Mm, yeah,
But
they
yeah,
come.
they have Real Betis because you know you have Anthony, you have Isco who are in good form. But I think I don't know. For some
You have
reason,
that
I feel
midfield guy. What's him? I think he was to play for Tottenham. Lascelles. He's an Argentine.
Lo Celso.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I feel pretty good that Chelsea should win that final. Um, because we've been playing good the last couple of weeks. I mean, we're playing some hard fought victories, getting some 1-0 victories. So
Yeah,
it would be a good game. How do you see Chelsea faring versus Real Betis in
I
the
see that game.
Conference League final?
I see that as a tight game, to be honest. I see us either getting a 2-1 win or extra time to penalty. I don't think it's gonna be an easy like walkover win
Easy.
because one team, I'll be honest, I think Real Betis is gonna really come out like definitely harder than Chelsea for that cup. Because
Yeah,
Chelsea still haven't been taking that commission serious. I know they want to win, but I don't think they're gonna come out like really die hard to win it. Especially know that they already qualified for Champion League as well.
yeah.
But hope they turn up, complete Europe.
I think they will. I think Anthony. We have enough players to stop Anthony.
Kurela,
Honestly, Cucurella. You have
the best
midfield.
mid in the world
I
right
think he
now.
will. I think he will start Lavia. In that finals, or maybe he starts the same team because Jackson can play to in the finals, right?
Yeah, so most likely he's gonna
Cause
start Jackson.
yeah, most likely Jackson will start. We'll probably bench Neto or Madueke, one
No,
of
he
them.
won't.
He'll
He's gonna go Jackson, Neto, Madueke, Palmer, Enzo, and Caicedo, and the same back four he used today. And he's gonna use the what's the keeper name? The other second keeper, Jordanson.
oh yeah, Jorgensen.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gonna
cause
start.
he's the keeper for that cup.
Yeah, he says he's gonna feed back for him to bring us to the final, and we bench him. But he also
Yeah,
said it was gonna be a lot of rotation, so he might.
yeah. I don't think
Yeah,
we need much rotation. I think Chelsea should start the same side that started today with maybe one or two changes. I think that should be the starting team. Not much changes after that. But we'll see on Wednesday how it goes. You know, the game should start 3 p.m. Eastern. Uh,
which
should
day
be
is
a
it?
good final. Wednesday,
Oh,
28th, May 28th.
what's coming up? So tomorrow's oh man, I'm Real Betis play Friday. Now we
Yeah.
got to travel all the way back to London.
And then travel
Yes.
to the
Which which
finals.
which country the final is playing in?
Let me tell you, Con. Poland.
We
It's it's playing in Poland.
I can already
So
confirm that Real Betis is over there already. I wouldn't be surprised if they ain't there already.
yeah. But I don't know. For some reason they'll have to prove me wrong, but I'm not worried about Real Betis. Um I think Chelsea is gonna win that game.
Trying to go.
Anthony the GOAT.
I ain't rubbing
Would you
left
want
feet.
him at Chelsea?
No, no.
No?
I'm not gonna make a purple patch trick me.
Do you think Ancelotti will recall him to the Brazil team?
I think he will because Rodrigo gonna be dropped for a while because he's injured and his physicalness is not up to standard already at the moment. So Rodrigo won't be getting called up. So I could see him getting called up.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes on Wednesday. Uh, so yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We had
Wait,
quite a bit of people in the chat.
we should go live for that game Wednesday. We'll watch along.
Wednesday, watch
Yeah.
along. Yeah. No, I can't go live.
So,
I'm gonna be at work.
oh,
So yeah, we can talk about it after though. When
all right.
after the game, we can jump on, or at the ending of the game, maybe we'll go live at the second half. I'll probably reach home by the second half. Yeah, so I'll be watching on my phone for the first half. So hopefully by the time we reach home, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But boy, if Chelsea lose, you know,
Don't say that, Tom. Don't never say that.
yeah,
Up the Chelsea. Keep the blue flag waving.
yeah. So we'll come on Wednesday after the game to discuss it. So people, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. We had quite a few people in the chat. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word around. We're gonna have some good discussions. And as I said, if you want to be a part of the chat, just jump on and come have a discussion because we are here to include everybody. I want it to be a fan base channel, you know. So we'd like to hear other comments. Scott asked to join, but I sent the link and I didn't see him. So maybe next time, Scott. But thank you, everyone, for joining in. This has been another episode of All Round Sports Talk with Renoy, Allen, and James. So we'll see you guys on the next episode.